Welcome to the channel, folks. I'm Jim. It's time for a life update, and it pains me to say it, but I have to share this news because I can't really move on without talking about this on my channel. And the sad news is that on Tuesday, July 1st, our beloved Boston Terrier, Alfie, passed away. He was 14. He enjoyed a long and happy life and filled our lives with endless, boundless joy. Alfie's been a part of this channel since I started making videos in earnest in early 2024. Sometimes he'd show up in a cameo role. Always he was there in the room, off camera. Maybe you heard him snoring sometimes. It's bittersweet because making all these YouTube videos over the past year was something I could do while keeping a close eye on him in his sunset year. I want him to be right here next to me. He would be right here off camera. And now I have to go on without him. Just after 9 a.m. on his final day on Earth, he had a brain seizure while lying next to me on the sofa bed. I'm thankful I was there to keep him secure until the maelstrom subsided. I thought he was going to die, but he soldiered through it and regained his composure, as he always did. After that, an emergency trip to the vet, some tests, and then the fateful decision no pet owner ever wants to make. We said our goodbyes, hugged and kissed him, and held him while he slipped peacefully to the other side. I can't put into words how much we loved Alfie. He was our third Boston Terrier. The first was Lucy. She lived to be 13 years old. The second was Julie, who lived only to be 8 years old. And then Alfie, who made it to 14. He outplayed the average lifespan of a Boston Terrier. What a special little guy he was. How he loved to play. always up for a new game, especially if it involved a ball. How he gave structure to our lives. He was beautiful, a looker. Couldn't take my eyes off him. The champion athlete who could leap high and float on air. The boss man who always let you know when it was time to fix dinner, kept you to your schedule. A gentle spirit, always willing to make a new friend, not a mean bone in his body. A true American gentleman, if ever there was one. His final years were bittersweet. Bitter to see him fade slowly away, declining. And then the steeper drop off this past winter, really around December is when it started. And he lost his eyesight in 2025 to cataracts. And he showed signs of disorientation, walking and then spinning in circles near the very end due to the brain tumor, no doubt, silently at work. There was sweetness and light in these sunset times too. Having left my day job last year in the spring 2024, I took a buyout offer. I could work from home now and be by his side too. To the point where after his eyesight failed, I effectively became a shut-in caretaker for 6 months, carrying him downstairs, spotting him while he slowly and heroically climbed up the stairs, guiding him outside on the leash for walks that barely made it past the property line at the end, and taking him on late morning jaunts in the car. He loved those little trips. The day before he died, we took him to one of his favorite spots, the Gordon Nature Center at Westchester University and the adjacent athletic fields. In his prime, we would play fetch the ball there, and boy, could he run like the wind. Several times in June, I got him down there. Although he couldn't see anymore, he absolutely recognized his old stomping grounds. It was all over his face. What a happy boy he was. It was so fitting that this would be his last outing.
You got it wrong. All right, let's run a little bit. All right, I'll swing back this way. All right, swing back this way.
Attaboy.
God, do I miss this dog. It feels very empty to soldier on without him. I'm reminded of the lines from Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett, and these are lines by the character Pozzo in Act 2. Have you not done tormenting me with your accursed time? It's abominable. When? One day, is that not enough for you? One day he went dumb. One day I went blind. One day we'll go deaf. One day we were born. One day we shall die. The same day, the same second. Is that not enough for you? They give birth astride of a grave. The light gleams an instant, then it's night once more. I also think of this Beckett quote from his novel, The Unnameable. You must go on. I can't go on. I'll go on. I always knew this day would come. But when it finally arrived, it came as a shock. You're never really prepared for it. I can say this with conscious intention throughout his life. I savored every moment I spent with Alfie. Some might say it was a sacrifice to pause my life to give him the care he deserved so he could age and pass with dignity. That's not how I see it. There could be no other way for me to handle it. He gave back more than I could give. That bond, those memories, will be a blessing. But for the time being, the heart aches, and there's a void that can't be filled. If you've been following the channel this year, you're probably aware of my Marcel Proust In Search of Lost Time reading project. I'm happy I finished the novel before Alfie passed away. He was right beside me every night in bed while I read my 20 pages of Proust per day. I'll always think of these sunset months when I look at those books on the shelf. Alfie really did know what it's all about, after all. Allow me to quote the timeless Hal David lyric from Alfie's namesake song. I believe in love. Without true love, we just exist. Until you find the love you've missed, you're nothing. When you walk, let your heart lead the way, and you'll find love any day. Alfie. Words to live by. Words we lived by every single day. Okay. Yes, I'll answer Beckett's call. Yes, I'll go on. There will be more videos, more life to live, God willing. I'll keep walking. Let my heart lead the way. I want to express my deep gratitude to all of you who reached out with sympathy when I made my post on YouTube about Alfie. Every kind word you sent made a difference. I hope to be back with a new book-themed video soon, pretty soon, but I'm ready. Peace and love to you all. And if you have a pet, please give them a hug. And love them like there's no tomorrow. Today is all we got. So long for now. Thank you for watching. Much love. Bye-bye.